Greetings, everyone. Yes, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, from wherever you are watching us from. This is Christian Family Life, and we are glad to have you being part of this session. It's going to be great, great, and wonderful. Oh, Emete Kamika here, and together with me, I have
Richard Kadoko.
Yes, you're most welcome.
Thank you.
Our family therapist that we learn so much from him. In our previous session, we were talking about absent parenting. We did the deep introduction, and today we're coming back to look at the consequences of absent parenting. What happens when the parents are absent, when they have not done the role of parenting? What happens to the children?
Yes, thank you very much. The consequences of absent parenting are many and varied,
Yes.
ranging from physical sickness in later life to mental disorders and altered biology.
Okay.
What I mean by altered biology is that when a child, a baby, because when I say child, that is grown, a baby is with the mother, they start growing parts in response to the feeling they get when they are with their mother. And that biology is going to stay with them for the rest of their life.
Okay.
Now, when we don't know what we are doing, and we think there are other things which are important as long as this baby is taken care of, I've got a caregiver, I can go look for money and
She has milk, she has food, you know.
yeah, I'm missing out something that is critical. Because other animals are born able to move. A child is born almost helpless because there is a lot that has got to be done after birth. So there are structures that are being built after birth, and they need the input of both mother and father.
Okay.
They've got to be there to stimulate this child, to teach this child rhythms of activity and rest. So the necessary structures are built.
Okay.
So when we are not there, that's one of the things that happens. But that also means if my biology is altered, it means even my behavior, that's internal. Outside, my behavior is also going to be not good. When we have absent parenting, we have a love deficit.
Oh.
A love deficit which, as a child grows, we are now seeing it more and more. The more we are busy, children get sexually active earlier.
Oh.
In Uganda, we've had cases of children who are sexually active at 4 years.
Aye. Okay.
It's bad.
It is very bad.
And some people may not even know why that would be a problem. When you are sexually active too early, you lose a lot of spiritual energy. Later in life, you are not able to be like other people. You've got a very large, what can I call it, appetite for things that you do not understand. Many of us, we want more and more of everything simply because we don't have the spiritual energy that we should have had stored. Because of its lack, we look for things. These are the reasons why we have children on the streets, children having diabetes early in life, children having heart attacks early in life. These should be coming later. When they come to teens, because they didn't do the right biology, the hormones are not produced as they should, and they feel they're out of capacity. So any stress, they think the solution is death.
Oh.
That's why we're having teen suicide.
Wow.
now.
That is.
There are
so
many,
much.
I can't
Yeah.
enumerate all of them and finish them in our time. But one thing I would like to make clear to all of us, parenting is a full-time job. Children are
Full-time job.
not our possession. They are a gift given into my custody to nurture them so that they will do what God sent them on earth to do.
Wow. Okay. So how do you expect us to do this full-time job? Yet we wake up early in the morning, we are going to work, we drop them at school. Those who have started school, others are left home with their house helps. How do we
There
do
is
the
something
full-time
you're
job?
saying that is big. I've not talked about it, but let me just use the word. In America, they have now realized that childhood adversity gives us all the sicknesses that we have in our life.
Oh,
So for them, it has become a priority
okay.
because the medical bill is high to start training soon-to-be parents how to parent.
Oh, yeah. That
Protect the
is
children.
nice.
Child care centers, they train people who will work there. In hospitals, those who work in the maternity, they've got a special school
Okay.
where these people teach you how to parent the child before the child is born, when the child is born, what has to be done immediately the child comes into the world, games that you'll play with the child so that your presence is felt.
Yeah.
They are now even proposing a financial initiative where a father will have leave, paid leave, and a mother will have paid leave so they can stay with their children.
Yes. That would be very nice. Yeah.
But it's very expensive.
It is.
They're still struggling with it, but that's where they are heading. We need to find a way. I don't think I should be paid to be a father. I am a father,
Yes.
so I should learn. Now, what I'm talking about, I missed out. I did not do what a father should do for my children. I have seen the problems with my children
Jacob, yes.
as they are grown. I have seen those issues amplified in my grandchildren, having sicknesses that should not be there at their age. People may think it is okay when a child, every time he goes to school, comes back with flu, there's cough. We think it is okay
Yeah.
because that's what everybody is suffering.
Yes.
But because all of us are doing the same mistake.
Okay.
A child who has been properly parented has an immune system strong enough to keep off all those simple diseases.
Okay.
If you notice those who have had time for their children, usually it is the mother who stays home.
Yes.
And the Bible also teaches us something. I think it is in Ephesians, where it tells the elder women to teach women to be workers at home.
Okay.
I don't hear that preached. But now in my field, it makes sense.
Okay.
If a mother has responsibilities at home that give her an income, God blesses them.
How do you mean?
I have some examples.
Yes, please.
Some people were told to do that, and the wife gave up her work, stayed home, and the man worked. The man got a promotion. There was increased income. She started some business at home. It worked. But I picked this from a magazine called Moms in the US, Washington. Lawyers, doctors surrendered their jobs in order to parent.
Yeah.
But what consistently happened, the household income doubled. When they were not bringing any money, the man got more money and they were well off. I have a friend who was in Washington. She's white. She said she has 9 children,
Okay.
which is rare.
Very rare.
And she parented all of them. The last born was preparing to marry when we met.
Wow.
And she said she now wants to come back. There's nothing at home. All the children now are grown. She needs to do something. She can't stay home.
Wow.
But she says, I have to retrain into some other field.
Yeah.
I can't go back to be a lawyer.
Sure. Sure.
But I asked her, how did she find it? And she said, it was the most satisfying life. She knows each and every one of her 9 children. She's done everything for them.
Wow. Yeah.
Now, most of us, we've lost our children like that. We work.
Yeah, we work.
But the pressure is artificial.
Artificial.
Yes.
How?
Yesterday I was somewhere and I said this statement. For those who have realized wanting more and more leads to having nothing.
Okay.
And I said, shalom to those people.
Eh.
What I meant was, every time there is the demand to have more, better, that demand that we all feel we have,
More money, better house.
it simply means
car.
everything you get is empty of satisfaction. That's why you want the next. You get it hoping that at least this one will make me happy. You get it and it is empty. So you are living a life of emptiness throughout, but you are losing the quality of your children.
Yes, that's so unfortunate, but that's what is happening.
So we need to rethink.
Somebody out there might be listening to us and is like, okay, so I give up my job, I go, I do the parenting work, I'm a mom, okay? But some men, after a period of time and you're not working, you're a stay-home wife, they start, down-nicking on you and they treat
seeing
you
the
anyhow
others.
they want.
Yes, it's true, it happens. But this is a journey for two.
Yeah.
It's not, you can't decide to be a stay-home mom alone. You have to agree together to stay home.
Okay. Yeah, because we've seen that happening a lot. You sacrifice, you want to be with the kids, you want to give them all the time, but you end up,
You're
having
doing it
no
alone.
life.
The other one is not your partner in it.
Yeah, he's not supportive.
And when we do it, I'll take another woman out. I want to go with you.
Yeah, because now you look like a stay-home mom,
But a stay-home mom does not mean I no longer take care of me.
Yes.
I can still take care of me, dress properly, be good. But when you are doing that, there must always be time for the two to go out. At least once every week. You should have time off. And if you're doing it well, your baby will understand. You tell baby today is going to be our time off, you're going to stay with grandma. So you and your husband, you go away. And when you come back, when it is done properly, when you come back, you notice immediately your work. When you come and your child immediately connects, you see the light in the eyes of the baby, you see the baby wants to come to you, then you know you are doing a good job. If when you come back, this child takes time to reconnect with you, that means you've been home, but you are not doing your work. Because it's possible to stay home and I'm not doing the work.
Yeah, sure. Yes. That's very
I don't know how we are going to try to pick a page from the US, where they have done quite a lot of research on this. They've looked at all indigenous communities, and they have picked things which looked like superstition and looked for the science behind, and they have come up with games
Okay.
you play with your kids which stimulate their brain. Music instruments, they make faces, they make things they'll touch, things they'll put in their mouth. And it takes the time of father and mother and their baby to be together to do it.
All right. Wow, thank you. I understand what you're saying, but also I could be, maybe I have a 10-year-old, 17-year-old, and I have missed, I've been an absent parent. How should I start today?
That
Where
is
do I
something
begin
that
from?
I face in my daily life. I do consulting with schools. And schools refer suicide cases. In one single week, it was a bad week for me, I got 3 teenage suicide cases. We had to prevent them from going on with it.
Okay.
And because I know this information, I know there was a problem with the parents, I just said, can I have the parents? We talked with the parents, and the solution that I've been using is kind of stupid. They cook a meal. They just go buy food. You involve the child that is involved. You buy food, or you go get food from the garden. You get a chicken. If it is a boy, the boy goes with dad. They slaughter the chicken, prepare it. Mom cooks. Then on the meal. Now the meal is where people think I'm weird. I tell them, don't use the table, sit on the ground. Try to be traditional, sit in a circle.
Okay.
Then dad asks forgiveness from his children for not having been there. I did not know how important this is. Mom also chips in with her asking for forgiveness for what she did not know. And then the children usually are shocked. They don't usually respond. There are some who will respond, but most are shocked. They won't say anything. And they have their meal. It is strange. Within a few days, they reconnect.
Okay. So is that what we call quality time, or how is
It's
it
quality
related?
time, but the meal is a ritual.
Okay.
Now, I know some people have a bad feeling about rituals. We make rituals. Rituals are physical things we are doing with a spiritual impact.
Okay.
So we make this meal something special. We are reprogramming this child. We missed out certain things. Forgive us, we didn't do them. We are now going to try to do this.
Okay.
Will you be part of the journey so that we can move together? Will they agree? You move together. There are times when you do that and the child goes mad. What I mean, they'll do everything to annoy you. But that is just to test. Are you real? Or are you just saying this to get me to do what you want? Then you go back to your behavior. Before you do this, you must sit down and actually have the intent to make a difference.
Okay.
Sit with your God, discuss it with him, tell him what you missed, what you want to do. Both of you, husband and wife. When you are ready, you feel you're passionate about what you're going to do, then this meal can be done. It will work.
Okay. You would try that if you're going through such. It is so painful. Okay. Sometimes I hear, normally the teenage children would tell you, my mom never understands me. My dad never understands me. They only want me to do what they want.
Yes, and it is true.
Yes, so help us.
Now,
How
if
are
you
we
did
supposed
not
to
do eye
behave?
contact with your child, you're used to commanding them. You take them as property. You have a right to order them to do whatever you want.
Okay.
You know their direction. Most of us, what we fail to do, we want our children to achieve, to live our life for us.
I just had that yesterday with one son who was telling the mom, you want to put yourself in me. You want to reproduce yourself in me.
Yes. But this person is an individual. He came from heaven to come here with a program, something to be done.
Sure, yes.
Now, he cannot come with my program. He comes with his own program. Now, if I impose my failed programs on him, then when will he do his programs for which he came to accomplish here? They don't think of it like I'm saying, but that sense is there. They will rebel.
So what are we supposed to do as parents?
One, the very first thing which we missed out, before we got the child, we did not pray.
As in the time of birth or the time of conception?
Time of conception.
Okay.
Every time the two of you are together, you dedicate that time to God because you don't know when He's sending a new spirit into your life.
Okay, okay.
I think Muslims try to do that, though it's a formality. But if you really feel, you'll be able to receive that child. I'll give you an example of an indigenous people who still have this.
Okay.
The Himba in Zimbabwe, they still do. A mother hears the song of the coming child and will leave home and go into the wild and call on that child to come and teach her his song.
Okay.
She comes back after learning the song and teaches it to her husband. They sing it on the night that has been signaled to them. That's when the spirit is coming, before they go to bed.
Oh,
And the child, sure, they get pregnant.
wow.
They sing that song for this baby in all the stages of growth. At birth, the midwife sings that song and the child comes out. For them, they don't have C-section, they don't have complicated delivery. The child comes out eagerly because his song is being sung.
Okay.
For them, they don't have our kind of discipline. There's no beating, there's no shouting at a child. We would say they're spoiling them, but they don't. The day a child misbehaves, the entire village sits in a circle and they put the child in the middle and they sing his song. He will change immediately.
Wow. Wow.
But it takes a lot of work.
Yeah, it takes a lot of work.
For me to retune myself to hear in the spirit, to be alive in the spirit, after living all these years in the material world, it takes a lot.
Yes, it takes a lot. But I guess we need to understand as parents that parenting
Yes.
is not only provision. You know,
It's
most
not.
of us, and especially, sorry to say, but men, the dads, they'll say, I've paid school fees for the child has food, has everything, I have to be away. Especially if I think the mom is available. I hate that. Even in schools,
It is-
when you have a parents' meeting, you only see moms
Women.
coming. As if the role of giving birth and parenting has been given to them alone. What do you have to tell the fathers?
Fathers, we are the primary, not secondary, but the primary parents.
Okay, how do we parent? Because
You
most
see,
of us don't even know.
Mom carries the baby. So everybody thinks The child
it
belongs
is
to
her
mom.
docket.
But when my wife is pregnant, I'm going to use me as an example, old as I am.
Okay.
If my wife was pregnant and I came to Kigali and I just saw a lady pass and I imagined being with her, my baby will kick my wife.
Back home.
It doesn't matter how far,
Okay.
you can't hide.
Yeah.
Wherever you are as a father, your child is with you in the spirit. And that will stay so very powerfully until the age of 2 years. When the child gives up his right to commit suicide anytime he wants.
Okay.
I'm bringing in a new principle now. A child from the day of conception has the right to say, these are not the right people I've come to. And his cells will put out a hormone, and there's death.
Because.
He goes back. Now, this is where we have a problem. We think we make the child here. The child comes fully made. He knows what he's coming to do. He builds his body here.
Okay.
Now that entity, that person, has a right to go back.
I see.
He monitors dad, he monitors mom, everything you do, everything you think, he monitors. If for any reason he says, these people are not fair, he'll go back.
That is before they are born.
Before they are, no, until 2 years.
Oh.
Because at 2 years, he ceases to have the right to go back anytime. It means he has agreed to stay and do what he has to do.
Okay.
The exception is, there are those special children who have a big mission. Even if you try to abort, they won't come out.
Yeah, we have seen such cases.
Is it last 2 weeks back? Somebody was sharing something like that. They did what they could in the village, failed. The mom went, saw a doctor, and they put something in, opening the cervix so they knew the child would come out. The child refused.
Wow.
He's now a teen.
Wow. Okay.
He's giving them a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
They came seeking, what do they do? And they said, but you people must have tried to do this. They said, why? He said, he wouldn't be that stubborn if you didn't treat him like that.
Oh.
Then they told me the story and they said, please ask forgiveness from that child for what you attempted to do. Then we can take it on from there.
Yeah. Okay. So that means our actions, even what we do before and the time of conception, has effects.
Has effects.
Especially now when the child knows, like he has grown and... But is it that he knows, or it is something that is...
It is programmed in him. He won't sit down. Now I'm verbalizing things that are like biology to him.
Yes, yes.
He'll do things. You beat him and you ask why. I'll give you an example. If you're born what we call a bastard, I don't want the church bastard. I want the real bastard.
Okay.
When a man impregnates a woman without the consent of the parents on both sides, that child is lame in this world. He's not capable of keeping time. He's not capable of learning from his mistakes. Now, this is big. That means we may do something. That's why the Bible says when a man rapes a woman and she gets pregnant, you have to marry her.
Okay.
And you will never divorce her. Special needs they need to be cared for in a special way to overcome what happened.
Yeah.
Now, for us, we don't. It is not even rape. We consent to do something we are not serious about. A child comes, I'm not ready for the child, we want to abort. We do all these things.
Yeah.
What we don't know, this is not part-time. It's not our pleasure. This is serious business with God. The child that is coming has a purpose on earth. And God is not going to tell me that child is special, is going to do A, B, C, D. I'm given somebody, I'm a steward, look after this package
Yes, yes.
until the time when I'll open it up. So I look after the package.
Okay.
Then one day you'll open up that package and the child will do what he's supposed to do. I didn't know when I was having this child that I carried something this important. By the way, all parents, every child is special.
Yeah.
You cannot afford not caring for this child as you should.
Wow, yes.
Children are very sensitive to the intent. What is your intent in bringing me in this world? What is your intent in taking care of me? What is your intent? That's where we need to go back to God. I put right my relationship with God, then my relationship with my children will go right. For us who have made mistakes like me.
Yeah. Okay. So, and to those who have not started the journey yet, I think they are lucky to be
For them, they are
getting
lucky.
this information.
They can start
Yeah.
right
Yeah. So
and not
that's,
make the mistakes.
oh my goodness. Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
have a son. I got when I was still in school. We had no parental consent. But this is the woman I still have up to now.
Oh, okay.
I tell my grandmother. I grew up with my grandmother, so I tell her. He says, no, you need to be careful. You do this, don't do this, don't look at people, don't. She told me a lot of don'ts. And I loved her so much. I did what she told me.
Okay.
We were living in a company house by the time he was born. And she said, no, there's a ritual you have to do that she's given birth. But you can't do it in a house that is not yours.
Okay.
And then she told me something, then which looks like witchcraft. Today I understand it differently. Get 2-3 reeds, make a tent, put some grass, then she sits with her legs in that thing, then you jump her.
Oh.
And I said, okay, I did it.
And what was that supposed to mean?
That is supposed to substitute for my house. I have
No,
built
I mean like the act of jumping.
it. Jumping her is figurative of us going to bed.
Okay.
But what they're saying, you're a man. You're not supposed to have a child when you don't have a house.
Oh.
And any man with a house, your father helps you build your first house.
Okay.
And then that's where you have your children.
Oh, so
Now we've missed all that.
what happens to people who are renting today? Is it part
Are we
because
really
of what is
surprised
happening today?
about what our children are doing?
Oh, so that has
When they grow up
something to do with it.
and we die, what do they do with the property we leave them?
A few
do
of
they
them will
carry
manage.
The legacy?
A few of them.
A few of them who manage, if you looked at those people, they had adults who told them what to do. And those children are different.
Okay.
Why I was bringing this example of this boy, he's now a man. He has a bearing. He can sit among people of power and fit.
Okay.
He's sat with ministers in Uganda. But he's still a young man. He has no big position. But they have consulted him on many things.
Okay.
And he doesn't have what we call qualifications. But they end up saying, that guy is the one who will manage that. They call him and he walks in among these big people who are important, with a lot of papers, with a lot of experience. And they say, actually, one time he walked into one meeting and they said, this boy, you just said we bring this boy. And then he said, you called me. I was doing my things. I was dressed for what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I did not come for a meeting.
Sure.
And you called me and you are now doing this to me. Just tell me what you wanted, because I need to go back. So one of the gentlemen tells him what they wanted, and he gave them a solution. The one who criticized how he was dressed said, whose son are you?
Okay. Yeah.
How could you have the brain that gives us a solution when all of us, older than you, more qualified, more experienced, couldn't find a solution? He's done it several times.
Okay. Yes, that explains.
That is what we do. When we are in these hired houses, we have a problem. A child belongs nowhere.
That's a topic for another day. It's a topic for another day. Thank you very much. I hope you people have learned as much as I have learned. Stay blessed, and you can actually practice, ask for forgiveness if you are going through hardship with your children. Just find time. Go back into yourself, go back to God, and come back to them. Right?
God is paramount. Whatever you do in parenting, always base yourself in God.
Yes. Thank you very much. See you another time.